Hello there! Right, we're going to be looking at how to insert and format a table of contents in Microsoft Word. Now split this up into 3 easy steps to follow. The first step is where we're going through a document and outlining it using headings and subheadings. And each one of those headings will be pulled into the table of contents. The second step is where we actually insert the table of contents and we customize it how we want it to look. And the third step is to take the existing table of contents and format it how we want it to look. We can change our indents, the text, that kind of thing. So let's get going. Right, let's get into inserting and formatting a table of contents in Microsoft Word. Now, the first step is to go through our document and outline our headings. So I'll just introduce this document to you to start off with. So I'm just going to make my way through to print preview. And in here, you'll see that my document has a cover page. It's got a table of contents page, which I've set up for us. And then I'm just coming through to the next couple of pages. You're going to see that I have like an introduction, heading level 1, and then subheadings underneath that 1.1, 1.1.1, and so on inside of the document. By the way, if you want to follow along with me, look around this video. You'll find a link somewhere to where you can download the practice file to follow along, okay, if you want to. Right, coming out of here, I'm just going to make my way down a couple of pages. So I'm just pressing my page down key a couple of times until I come down to the first heading that I'm wanting in my table of contents. Now you can see that I've already formatted my headings. They've already got numbered levels on them. But this next step here, you're going to see that it kind of undoes my hard work, but I will show you in a minute how you can fix this. So to outline your document and make sure that the headings that you want in your table of content are always automatically pulled through to your table of contents, you need to apply a heading style to them. Now on the Home tab, you're going to see there's a gallery, the Styles gallery. Look for it and you will see there's a little drop down arrow out to the side. When you click onto that, you'll see the full gallery. Now heading 1 styles, you're going to apply those to any headings in your document that are your primary headings. So you can see this is my 1.1. If I just come back out of here, that's my 1, that's my 1.1. So that's my primary heading, that's a subheading. So heading style 1 is going to go across this heading here. So just give it a click. I know the formatting isn't as we want it, and I'll show you in a minute how to go about changing that. And a heading 2, if we come over here, that's my sub. So that's my subheading, and then sub down here. So heading 3, and you can just keep on going, heading 4, heading 5, and so on. I think there's about 9 heading levels inside of Word that you can pull up into the table of contents. That's a lot, right? It's normally around about 3 levels that I see people using. Anyway, so now I've got that heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3 there. So I'm just going to give you a quick look. We will do this and again very shortly, but I'm just going to show you really quickly how these are now pulled into the table of contents because they've got the heading style formats on them. So I'm just going back up to my page that's got table of contents on it, placing my insertion point where I want it to be, and now going to references, table of contents. Now I'm just going to use one of the built-in automatic ones. I'll show you in a minute that they can be a bit of a problem, but I'm just going to click onto this one here and you'll see that it gives me the headings that I've just highlighted, heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, automatically pulled through to the table of contents, just like that. So we're going to have a look now at the things I don't like about this. Number 1, when you use the built-in styles, you will see that it gives you the heading, whether you like it or not. And there are problems around that. You'll see that in a minute. Number 2, you'll see that it instantly gives you formatting as Word wants it to be. So it's got the indenting. What if I want each one of those flush up against the margin? Not good enough, right? And number 3, when I use the default heading styles in Word, of course, it's got rid of the formats that I wanted with my level numbering and the font and the font color. So not really good enough, right? So let's have a look at how we can control the formatting. So I'm just going to come up here, remove the table of contents, go back down to where we were before, And I'm just going to, actually what I'll do is I'll just undo until we get back to where we get, yeah, right, I'm happy now. Right, back to home. So this is what you're going to do. Instead of using the default headings or the default heading styles in Word, you're going to use the formatting that you already have. You make sure that you format the you format the heading as you want it to be. So in this point, you can see I've got Aptos 14 point bold, and I've also got numbering on it as well. Now at this point, make sure your insertion point's on the paragraph or the heading that you're needing. You go up to the heading style you want to modify, you right click it, and you update that heading style to match your selection. So good. There you go. All done. Now I'm going to do it for the next one. I'm going to come down to my subheading. That's going to be my heading 2. So I go to heading 2, right click, update, done. Heading 3, and I'll just come to heading 3, right click, update, heading 3. Now you can see 1, 2, 3, perfect, ready to go. Okay. So now what you have to do is you have to make your way through all of the headings in your document and apply the correct heading level to each one of those paragraphs. So that can be a bit monotonous. Couple of tips in here, okay? One thing that you could do is you could, like say for example, if I come down here, we know that's the heading 3. Now you can use your Format Painter. If you're used to using your Format Painter, you can just go onto the paragraph, obviously, that you're wanting to copy the formats from. Go ahead and load it onto your Format Painter, and you will see now that you've got that loaded onto your mouse, you can then just take that over and pop it onto any other paragraph, and it'll automatically take on the same formatting as the paragraph that you had highlighted. So that now will be a heading 3, and you can see that straight away there. Okay. Other things, another way you could do it is, I'm just going to come up to my heading level 2 here. So once you've put a heading level on, so if I've just clicked heading level 2 onto there, the next time that you do something, you can go and you can use your F4 key, function key 4, so F for Foxtrot 4 on your keyboard. So if I come in here, so that's a level 2, I can just go in here, go that's going to be a level 2. I've just used level 2, come down to this one here, and pressing my F4 key on the keyboard, I'll repeat the last thing I did, and you can see now that is a heading 2 as well. And you just keep on making your way down, F4, that's a heading 2, and just keep on doing it, F4, F4, all the way through. So you can easily just go throughout your document and really quickly pop it into the outlining that you need it to be simply by using your heading styles. And remember that you can at any time go and use your F4 if you want to, or you can use your Format Painter, which makes life just a little bit quicker and easier for you. So I'm just going to make my way down and just grab everything that needs to be in here. I think we're all good. Done. Lovely. Okay, so now that we've outlined everything, we're good as gold, and we can go back and generate our table of contents now. So let's just make our way back up to the table of contents page, and here we go. Lovely. Okay, pop your insertion point where you need the table of contents to be. Now come with me to the References tab and Table of Contents. Now again, I'm just going to go and grab one of the built-in options here. Which one of these you can just go and grab, whichever one you want. If I go onto Contents here and grab it, you will see multiple things I don't like about this. Number one, it actually gives the heading a heading 1 style. So that means that if I've got numbered headings, it's now given that a heading number 1, and then everything else, all my numbers are out. It's not good, right? And you can see that the formatting isn't what I want it to be either. So I'm just going to delete this simply just by going up to here, remove table of contents, and this time we're going to insert a custom table of contents in Microsoft Word. So come back, table of contents, come down to custom table of contents here, give that a click, and the dialog box will open. Now in here, you've got a lot more control over how you want things to look. Number one, down here, you can have show page numbers on or off, it's up to you. You can control how you want the tab leader to look. So you can see you can change that in there as well. You can also show the levels or the number of levels that you want. So say I only wanted heading 1 and heading 2 headings in my table of contents. I can change this, and now I'm only getting those 2 headings. I'll pop that back to 3 so you can see all of them. Over here, if you're going to generate a PDF or a web document from this Word document, leave these on, because of course, if you have got a clickable page, you can click onto the table of contents and it'll take you directly to that part of the document if you leave this on. You don't need to leave it on just for a normal Word document if you prefer not to. Clicking onto OK, and you've generated your table of contents, just like that. Again, so many things in here I don't like. One that is really good is that the table of contents up here, I just typed this, and it's not a heading style. If you have a look, it's actually just the normal font, and I've gone and manually made it bold 14 point to make it look like a heading, but it's not a heading style. So it's not going to be pulled into my table of contents. So that's one thing that's really good. Down here, I'm not too bothered that, you know, the number 1 over here is kind of against the margin. I like that. I'd actually like the rest of them against the margin as well too. So what I'm going to do, and you can do this with me, on the Home tab, over here we have something called a dialog box launcher. And I'm just going to click onto this little arrow to be able to see the styles pane here. So yours may look a little different from mine. I've got show preview on, so if yours looks like that, come along with me and pop that on so you can actually see what it looks like. It's pretty cool. So when you are using a table of contents, the formatting on the actual table of contents is controlled by the TOC1, TOC2 and TOC3 styles. So any heading style or any heading in the document that's been pulled through as a heading 1 into the table of contents, that is controlled by TOC1. I think you know where I'm going with this. Anything that's a heading 2, TOC2, and so on and so on. So in here, I'm not too bothered. I might just do one thing here though. I'm going to go to the View tab and I'm going to turn my ruler on so I can actually see what I've got here. I've got a tab marker here, basically saying that I've got a tab point around about 0.75 here. And if I wanted to change that, I could just move that across maybe to 1, or you may know already how you can go into your paragraph settings here and you can change it in here if you want to. So I could just go hanging 1 centimeter, done. Okay. The thing is if I regenerate this and re-input my table of contents, and we'll do that in a minute, this will be updated and it'll go back to this look. So you need to do something, an extra step here. Once you've changed this manually, you go over to the table of contents style that's connected to the option. You go right click, update table of contents 1 to match selection. Done. Now if I regenerate this, it won't reset the table of contents. I'm coming down to this one and changing this as well. So this is for anything that's a heading style 2. I'm going to change this, put it back against the margin. I'll just put that as a 1 centimeter. I think you can see where I'm going with this. And again, happy with that. But again, I need to go in here and modify it, update to match selection. And then lastly, my number 3, I'm going to do the same thing. So it's a step, you know, change it manually, put it back to how you want it to be. And you could do bold, you could do anything in here. Reset it to what you want it to be, pop your measurements in, okay, check that you're happy with it. I think that looks pretty good. And then update and match selection. Lovely. Okay, so now I'm good as gold. I'm happy with what that looks like. And I'm going to make a modification to my document. Down here, just so you know as well, these are clickable. So you might see if I just come over here and point, see if I can get there. You can hold down your control key and click onto a number in the table of contents. It'll take you to that point in the document. So I'm holding down my control key and I'm clicking onto 1.3 there, number 1. Now, This happens a lot where you have kind of a widow orphan situation where you've got a heading on one page, but you've got the documentation or the text that goes with the heading on another page. I'm going to push this onto the next page simply by holding down Control, pressing Enter, and that will pop that down onto the next page. I'm happy about that. So this is now on page 2 of the document. I'm going to go back up. Okay, now in here, it's not updated. You have to actually regenerate the table of contents, refresh it. Always do this before you go to print it or PDF the document. It's always a good idea. Spell check your pagination. Once you've done that, you're happy. Come in here, regenerates the last thing you're going to do or refresh it, and then do your print or your PDF. Okay, from here, right click, update field. You can also use your function key 9, F9 will do an update as well. As soon as you do that, Word's going to say, what is it you're wanting to update? So yes, you can just update the page numbers only if you want to, or update the entire table. Now, have a think about this. So if you've gone through your document and you've updated any headings and you've changed the heading text, you're going to go for this option down here. If maybe you've just changed pagination and maybe headings have moved to another page, then this one would be fine. But just, you'll work it out, I'm sure. But I'm just going to use this one here, clicking onto OK. And now 1.3, you can see, is now been updated and it's now on page 2. So there you go. That's how you can generate a table of contents. Now, there will be times when you need to delete a table of contents as well. So really, really easy. You can go back to references, make sure you're on the table of contents, you actually clicked onto it, table of contents, and go down to remove table of contents, gone, done, easy peasy, just like that. I'm going to go back and just regenerate it again. So custom table of contents. So if I just come in here now, click onto OK, look, because you have preset your styles in this document, it means you can delete the table of contents and regenerate it at any time, and it comes in, thank goodness, with the right formats. Yay! So there you go. That's how you can insert and format a table of contents in Word how you want it to look. Let me know in the comments what you think and if there's anything in there that has been helpful. For videos on related topics, please visit my channel. For links to my courses or my weekly tips, check the description box below.